Hello and welcome. Lumi is an enterprise analytics platform that applies agentic reasoning to uncover hidden ROI across ERPs and data warehouses. The chat module is the primary interface where you can ask questions and get answers. You can connect to whatever data source you want, and in this demo, we're connected to a CPG data model containing inventory, sales, and procurement data, all stored in Snowflake. You can start off with a relatively vague question. Has there been any drastic changes in our shipping performance over time? And you can see how Lumi immediately springs into action, and it's very transparent, actually showing you the steps on how it's thinking at any given point in time. And so we can choose to click into this and you can see the explanation, the assumptions, the actual SQL code that was generated on the fly to try and answer the user's questions. And within just a few seconds, we can see how Lumi retrieves the data and actually auto visualizes it for you. If you'd like to see the underlying data, you can toggle to the tab view over here, and you can choose to download this into CSV or Excel without any issues. You can go back to the charting and you can click edit as well. And this is where you can do a variety of things. For example, move the order around. You can click into it. You can choose to change this to a bar chart, change the color. You can choose to undo or redo, for example, and click save. Lumi also summarizes the findings for you. So in this case, indicating that, hey, there's been a significant decline in on-time shipping performance over the past several months. And we can very clearly and visually see that as well over here. And Lumi also provides you with the recommended follow-ups, so you can click on these as well. So it's trying to think alongside you to guide you towards, hey, what you should look at next. And in this case, it's telling us, recommending that we analyze the root causes of late shipments in the recent months. And that's probably a good idea. So I'll run this and see what we get. And you can see over here, Lumi basically takes this vague why question, it's a nebulous question, why was there an increase in late shipments, and breaks it down into the multiple subcomponents or tasks. And it's actually analyzing all of these in parallel. And that's really cool, right? And you can choose to see this all as well here, or you can choose to kind of keep it collapsed and kind of revert to it at the end when it summarizes the findings across all of these analyses that it's running. It usually takes a few seconds for it to run through everything, but in the meantime, other features to note is the ability to attach an Excel file or a PDF, so you can combine insights from both structured and unstructured data sources. You can always explore the prompt helper to see the underlying data model that is connected to Lumi and the different tables that are there that you can query. You can also choose to explore the prompt playbook, which is essentially a set of curated prompts very specific to your organization that just are available to you to explore at any given point in time. You can also choose to filter the chat if you'd want to. So if there's an analysis you want to do on a very specific product line or a very specific region or location, you can always choose to apply the filter over here and enter the text and things like that. So I'll clear this for now. Looks like Lumi's coming back with the summary of findings, which is really cool. And so what we can see over here is Lumi's indicating that, hey, we've had a few bullet point summaries and then the major summary across all. And it seems like late shipments in recent months were primarily driven by inventory shortages. Cool. And so this is quite interesting. And if you want to click into it, by the way, you very much can do that for any one of these, not an issue. But this kind of piqued my interest. It's saying inventory shortages. So let's explore that a bit further. You mentioned inventory shortages. Can you show me the trend over time? And you don't really have to worry about spelling or anything like that. Lumi accounts for that fairly easily. And the way we do that is we rephrase the user's prompts. And so you can see over here, my prompt was taken into a more concise format and also accounting for all the spelling errors that exist over here. Anyways, now we can kind of see Lumi came back, gave us the inventory shortages over time. But in this case, it's really just showing us inventory shortages by day. And I kind of want to see this by month instead. And so what I can say is, can you show this by month instead? And again, it's fairly simple. It has the context of the conversation. And you can see in the rephrase prompt over here, it's now saying, can you show the trend of inventory shortages by month instead of by day? Now, if you don't want to see the thinking, you can very easily just toggle it off. That's not an issue. And you can wait to see the Lumi retrieve the data for you. And this is fairly cool. All right, so it seems like we now have a trend of the inventory shortages over time. And this is really neat. If I toggle to the tab, I see there's 2 columns over here, month and the back-ordered quantity, which is a measure of inventory shortages. But what I'd like to see to tie this all back together is bring in a few extra columns. So I can just say, great, can you add in a few extra columns, number of late shipments, and on-time shipping percentage, right? And if you're curious to see what's happening over here, my prompt is actually getting rephrased again, saying show monthly inventory shortages with additional columns for late shipments and on-time shipping percentage. So again, taking the historical conversation and accounting for it in its response. And so what I'm trying to do over here is just tie everything back together and get a really strong view of what's going on. And very clearly, I guess this is pretty good. We now have 3 things plotted all together, but I kind of want to remove a bit of the noise. So what I'll do is I'll remove late shipments and I'll actually just reformat the on-time shipping percentage, make it a different color, and also just change the thickness perhaps. And there we go. And now we can very clearly see what's going on. We've had a dip in on-time shipping percentage, and that is coinciding with a rise in inventory shortages. And so that's really tying everything back together. And in this demo, I guess we can clearly see how you can start with a vague question and find an issue, ask Lumi to investigate the root cause, find the specific things there, and then generate a visual that ties everything back together. At this point, what you could do is choose to share this with anyone on the team without an issue. You can choose to share the link or copy it and paste it to them, or you can choose to add it to a board. So when you add it to a board, you can essentially add it to a view where you can refresh the insight and schedule alerts. You can choose to navigate to the board from here or via the side panel over here where you can see what's going on. Click edit. You can also choose to move things around, resize the cards as needed. Click save. Click into the cards as well to see what's going on. You can see the full details. You can choose to collapse them. Again, edit the charting, no problem. See the table overview as well. And if you want to drill deeper, you can just click drill down. And this essentially opens up a new chat with basically the prompt. And now you can continue your conversation from there. So that's Lumi in a nutshell, a very easy way to just ask questions and get instant actionable insights. Thanks for watching.